You asked me earlier about, the number of clients I have and I've had over the years and how I keep track of all that. That's how it's through leading, delegating, motivating, and having people execute, for me. So what I was very fortunate in learning and understanding early, and a lot was through the military, learning about, chain of command, discipline, things like that, leading, becoming a leader, delegator, motivator, was getting results through others by inspiring. So leaders inspire results out of others. Leaders set the pace of the pack. Leaders motivate the team to achieve, the end goal. So it's all about impact, number one. So again, I'm just wired that way. Number one, I'm wired to solve problems. Number two, I'm wired to give back. And my goal has always been, when I started out in business, little remodeling handyman guy, it was me. Then I hired one person, and then I hired another. I was literally working in the field with my hands, doing the work, going out, giving the estimates, and I would do the work in the field with the guys. When I hired my third person, I was able to step out of the field. Then I hired an office manager administrator, and then I kind of grew and scaled from there into different avenues. So my whole process was to find people better and smarter than me at these areas, and then put them in a position to succeed and coach them to success and let them do what I brought them in to do. So I was very fortunate early on to realize you needed to surround yourself with great people that were better than you, smarter than you. All of my executive team had degrees, MBAs, my chief financial officer and bookkeepers and, the president of my companies, they were all highly educated, very well-trained people. And here I am, just, kid that grew up with a GED in my senior year. I left school, got my GED so I could join the Navy, and built this company and these businesses from the ground up. So very early on, I was very fortunate to, come across some books and start pouring into myself, developing myself, educating myself, and realizing that in order to achieve anything, you have to achieve it through others. And the only way you can do that is, number one, you have to be a servant leader, right? Bottom up leadership, not top down. And I came up very top down leadership. My dad was very disciplined, military, strict, type of a leader. And the military that I joined was very much follow orders or people die kind of thing. But I learned, in my career through the organizations that I was involved in and through, developing myself as a leader that, leadership works from the bottom up. You have to serve. The leader has to give everybody in the organization everything they need: tools, training, systems, and support to be, successful, clear direction, and no uncertain terms, exactly what's expected and when. Then you've got to put the right people in the right places, aces in places. And more importantly than that, you got to let them do their job. You bring Tom Brady into Tampa Bay to win a Super Bowl. Do you tell him how to do his job? He's already won 7 or 6 or whatever it is before he met you. You bring him in, you pay him whatever it takes to get him in. You say, go win a Super Bowl, and you let him do his thing. So that's what I was very good at doing, is putting that ego aside, realizing that none of us are as smart as all of us, that I don't know anything. And the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know. And again, finding great people that have been where I wanted to be, and surround myself with them, learn from them, and then inspire them to achieve the results through a vision of a mission to impact the community around us. And that's what it is. It was the ability for people to come alongside me, join me in these organizations, to be able to make an impact, give back, and accomplish the things that they wanted to do, not only in their lives, but in the community at large. So we were always looking, how can we serve? How can we serve the community? How can we serve our employees? And ultimately, how can we give back as an organization? So all of my business plans were always reverse engineered. Number one, keep people busy, create opportunities to keep other people busy, create jobs, create opportunities, solve problems. Number two, give back. So we created an organization that would fund, community events so that we could make an impact, in the community and the world that we were in.
Because he's on attack mode a lot, and I need him to be that way. That's what he does with this business. That's how he is able to do what I can't do. But sometimes it comes to me, and sometimes I'm like, hey, I'm on your team.
Yeah.
I'm on your team. I learned that from a guy in the office, Ryan Secca, who says that all the time. Hey, I'm on your team,
Right.
boss. And so now I just